Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on our test account and we are checking out the Bountiful trials of Ginneas. So overall guys, new light bearer tank which is going to be up with his trials. Make sure you're going in here, you're getting your free stone, you're also getting your loot out of here. But overall, it seems like he is working pretty well. So we've tried him out a couple different ways. It seems like overall he is doing pretty well with the formations. Now that could be because of a lack of the light bearer heroes, but overall we got to see his utility. We got to see when we start getting into level deficiencies. So this one we're going with Ginneas and we're doing Ulna. This has Hodgkin for crowd control, Rowan for support, and then Peggy in this one, guys. And I'm going to run this through just on 2 speeds so we can kind of see what he does. So right there, he enters the battlefield, charges over, and then remember, he taunts. That's one of the things to remember. Now, we know the trials are not really indicative of anything this hero can really do. But remember, guys, he's a tank. A lot of players are saying when you start getting into the 150 to 180 level deficiencies, even there, almost 2 million damage, it is kind of the spot where he is going to do incredibly well. Once you start getting at 200 plus, because he does not have that immunity, we are not going to see him work within level deficiencies. Now, of course, this one, guys, the exact same formation. I love they come in the trials fully built. You can see, guys, the tanking, very similar on a similar scale, on a similar level, provides a significant amount of crowd control, also tanking, which means we could possibly see the viability of this hero within the Cursed Realm, Twisted Realm, Nightmare Corridor. Also could be in the Treasure Scramble, depending again on the formations, depending where he falls. Because of course, those specific game modes do not have the difference when it comes to level deficiencies. That's really one of the very, very big things within those game modes, is you're not going into high level tank deficiencies for, again, those specific game modes. So here, a little bit of a longer battle, 10 million damage, but again, with him being a tank, with him being crowd control, not very indicative of how we will actually perform within battle. Now this one we're running with the exact same, and all the trials are going to run those. We're putting Rain in here, we're doing Scarlet, and then the Twins is going to be the formation for this one, guys. We know Gorvo is going to come over, but again, he swings once, boom, speeds right in. So it is pretty cool looking when he speeds in there, guys. But again, up here you can see he was literally by himself just on Lorzen, while we have Scarlet pick up all of the damage. Boom, 5.36 million. Getting us a little bit more loot. Now down into our left, the exact same formation, guys. We're going to be running Ginneas with Ulna, and then we have Rain for the amplification, Scarlet, and the Twins in this one. Again, looking at the tank, and I think from big picture, guys, when we look at light bearers, so looking, and we'll take a look at it in just a minute, but it seems specifically looking at our light bearer heroes, he is going to have a crazy high amount of utility. When you look in the faction, when you look at tanks within the faction, the utility for him is going to be there, just because we don't have very many solid tanks. Now this one, we're going to add in Palmer, we're going to add in Gwen. If you guys don't know, most players don't have Gwen, but Gwen used to be a best in slot hero, guys. Gwen was in quite a bit of formation, quite a few formations, even with Hendrik once upon a time. Now, unfortunately, we've gotten to the point where the hero is not utilized anywhere, but maybe one day we'll see an Awakened version, guys. Who knows how crazy this game could be. So there we go. So Ginneas is up there just fighting Thorin on his own, just kind of hanging out. Then he turns for Thisu, takes out Thisu to go ahead and get the victory in there. So again, he was just up there kind of hammering on Thorin up there. Then over to our right, the very last one for the trial. The exact same formation, guys. Makes it easy. But we're going to check out the skills and abilities, guys, because I want to kind of show you my thought behind him. Because remember, he's a tank that doesn't have an immunity. Now running, we know Ulna runs with Grez, Ulna with Daemon, Ulna with the Awakened version of Baden, Ulna with Belinda. Now is it Ulna with Ginneas? Is this going to be the new dynamic duo that we've kind of seen when it comes to those boss comps? And is the viability going to be there to essentially move Ulna out? Because like I was saying earlier, guys, with the tanks, specifically with the tanks, is my thought is when you look at Ginneas, he is a tank. The big thing with him is with Ulna already having kind of prior commitments in a couple different places, is he going to have enough utility on his own to really be worked into formations? In my opinion, because he doesn't have the immunity, and Ulna does provide that immunity for him, I don't think he's going to. Now, the burst hammer, of course, it starts with 6 shells depending on how you have him built. This is actually going to give him some AoE, but also provide some crowd control. So it will knock the enemies in the air. It will provide some stun. That is really the big part of this, guys. And the other part, the caveat to this is he ignores the enemy dodge, which is a pretty good factor to have. So he has the crowd control with the hammer right there. Now, the hefty strike has a big haste reduction. Now, I think that is going to be super effective when it comes to PvP. In addition, he does have an additional stun on hefty strike. So he has 2 stuns in here. If shells are consumed, he stuns the enemy closer to the center of the hammer point for 2.5. Then that goes to 3, guys. The crushing mockery charges to the side. So that is the charge. So he comes out, attacks 1 single time, then he charges to the other side, taunting the enemies that are over there. He's immune to control effect and receives less damage. Now, again, this is where we do not think the immunity is going to come in. 50% less damage doesn't make a big difference if you have everyone attacking you with a high level deficiency. Right there, when the shield lasts 7 seconds, minimum maximum value of the shield. So he's going to go in, he's going to shield, which I like. He's going to provide some crowd control, which again, I like. I'm hoping this healing, the healing that he gets out of this might work. Then, of course, the engraving, all remaining shells are consumed at the first damage dealt. Each shell consumed increases the damage reduction during the taunt. So this is an additional damage reduction, guys. But again, we don't know if he's going to survive within the level deficiencies. Then, of course, the supernova swings the burst hammer in front of him twice. This gets the shells and destroys the shields, which I like. Again, PvP aspect. If shells are consumed for a second damage, he knocks them down. Stun again. Stun duration to 2.5. Then, of course, the 60 engraving. For every 6 shells that are consumed, the highest damage of Fearless Shield will be mitigated. So again, providing a little bit more of the tanking. And then you couple that with the Burst Hammer. When he receives damage that exceeds 20% of his health, he takes 90% less damage and loads 1 shell. So again, they stacked damage mitigation, crowd control on him. But damage or level deficiencies, I don't think we're going to have a lot of utility. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for the Bountiful Trials of Ginneas. We're going to have to check him out, see exactly how well he works within the level deficiencies. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of him. And as always, thank you guys for watching.